Hey guys, Adidas here with Excel Algo. Finally finished the Fib Sequence Indicator. So I'm going to go through every single basically detail on exactly how I use it, everything that you can use, all the new things that we added here. Um, if you watch the other videos, you understand that you don't have to. I like to keep both of them. You could alternate if you want. Um, you should be familiar with how to draw fibs, how to draw a proper fib sequence, fixed range, volume profile, POCs, things like that. All of that. Um, you can just kind of ping me in the Discord or whatever if you have any questions. But I'll show you guys exactly, essentially, how I use this to take my trades, how to use columns. We have this new dashboard here. Okay, so first things first, I have two of the same one, this new Fib sequence strategy version 2.1. So one of them is bull and one of them is bear. So normally what I'll do is the bull one, actually, I like to keep it kind of like a solid line, just to kind of give me a little difference there. So I'm sorry, I messed that up. I like the bear to be dotted and the bull to be solid. Beautiful. Okay. So first things first, the Fibonacci. We went over this in the other videos, but for each one, it creates a fib sequence for you, a proper fib sequence from that date range. So the farther back I go, either it will give you another validated fib range, or it'll be okay. This is like the most valid fib range that you have here. Um, you can go further back as well, and it will change. So nothing new there. It just draws the fib for you. Right now, let's see, what is this bear? It doesn't look like. Maybe it will need to probably go up here. Maybe we could find something for the bull. I guess there's nothing for the bull one. Let me see, maybe up here. Looks like they all got invalidated. Maybe even if we bring it up here. So how I trade while I'm showing you guys this is I'm basically trying to find a bull sequence that that makes sense. So see here, literally nothing right now. I'm going to go even farther back because if y'all know how to draw a proper fib sequence, it just goes from that bottom to that high. See here? Okay, beautiful. So I kind of moved it back here, wherever it was. All right, we have a fib sequence, but this is almost, what is it now? It's 22,170, and this is all the way a couple hundred points um, on how I play this rejection here. All of that stays the same. Now, what's added is the POC. So here, the POC, essentially, all this is if y'all are familiar, essentially, you wait for the POC to shift. So let's say it shifts, if it shifts down, for example, I think let's take this for example. This one right here, we have the POC. This is a bear draw. If the POC shifts up and then we break above the POC, that's bullish, right? So even if I have this 707, if I'm above the POC, I probably won't take that short once it actually shifts, right? And then vice versa with the bull. If the POC shifts and I go below it, that means it's bearish. So that's one confluence that I use POC here. And now what you can do is there is a POC setting here. You can, if you want to use it, it'll show you, and you'll be able to see it shift or not. And then you could turn it off in the settings if you want. We also have a POC shift confluence here. So what this does is if I have the show signals turned on, I'll do them for both. Now these buy and sell signals, right? What they're doing is they're kind of putting in all the confluence for you. Um, uh, inside bar, we discussed it. I'll discuss it more. Inside bar, we discussed it in the other videos. Engulfing candle, essentially, if there's an engulfing candle, it doesn't take the trade. The vortex indicator that I really like, and TTM squeeze, which is actually down here, right? So as each one of these that you click, I'll explain these. These are self-explanatory, but I'll explain it. Each one that you do adds additional confluence, and on top of that, obviously, you might not even see signals if you do too many, right? So you pick the ones that you kind of like, or that you're more successful, or maybe that's just like a better risk to reward ratio for you. Um, Here we have something called an entry place. So for the fib, really what you want is you want it to reject the golden zone. Normally the algorithms reject on the 50%. I like to take my trades between the 618 and the 707 with additional confluences, right? So this this kind of affects where your signals will show up. So, for example, if you did the point 0.5, it'll actually take the signal off of this first 50 rejection. And if you do the rest, vice versa, 518, 618, it'll take a rejection between here. 618 will be have to hit that 618 line. And then the 618 to 707 is the rejection between those two right there. So as you kind of play with it, and I'll show more of the signals as well. You could change the color of the fibs. You don't have to mess with any of the line size, the row size. You don't need to mess with anything. I'll explain the dashboard here soon. You can turn it off if you don't want to see it as well. And on top of the confluence, I'll explain the EMAs here. So here, what I have is you can put in whatever EMA you like, and it will tell you if it's bearish or bullish. And on top of that, you can show which time frame that you like. So for me, instead of switching to multiple time frames, I kind of have this, and I know, hey, if everything's bearish and I have a fib long draw, I'm probably going to wait for like additional confluence to take that trade, right? So that's just like an example, right? So see here, you can have multiple time frames where the trend. You have the MACD, RSI, VWAP. I personally like to use VWAP, EMA 921, and the EMA 8. Not too much. I don't really use EMAs, but I put them on there because I know a lot of people like them, and it's not bad. Extra confluence there. You can change it if you want the 2 hour, the 30 minute, whatever you want, or you can show less. You can ignore the TTM and the V length here. You don't need to mess with that. So now on the EMA here, you can change to what you like, 100, 10, whatever it is. You have the ability to change what to see, and it will show you the indication there. Now, here, this section is for the left. This section here is for the time frame, and it tells you the trend and also if there's an inside bar candle. So this is an additional confluence. I did explain it in the last video as well, but here we also have an inside bar confluence. And the inside bars, if you go see, you see a lot of these white bars. All of these white bars, actually, this is a good one. That you see how it turned yellow? Yellow is a pending inside candle, but see, it broke below, so it's no longer an inside candle. Um, so yellow is a pending inside candle, and white just means that it was a previous inside candle. Real quick, the blue and the purple signify a POC shift. Blue is a bullish POC shift. Pink is a bearish POC shift. We use these to kind of give us kind of additional confluence. So hey, I have a bearish POC shift. rejection of the golden zone, I'll take this short. And you can see here, you can take that short for 15, 20 points. That's kind of, normally where I go for 15 to 30 points there. And that's just a quick example there. So inside candle, fairly simple. If you have an inside candle, you have the top wick, the bottom wick. Below this, you want to take it short. Above this, you want to take it long. What that confluence does is if you have an inside candle in this golden zone, and you have this inside candle right here. So if you break down here, you'll take this short, and look at that. You have an additional confluence here, 85 points to about 15 points or so, just on this candle alone. Plus, it continues down to the two. It doesn't hit the 236 target, but it gets close. So all of this takes all the pain out of everything. Now, I'm not even including any of the other indicators, the levels, the daily levels, any of that stuff. Once you pile that on, it's now you can see different resistances. You can see everything on if you actually really want to take this fib trade or not. You will have everything you need on one screen here. You'll see if everything's bearish, multiple time frames if it's bearish, and most likely if everything's bearish, maybe don't try long, right? You see this 4 hours bullish, depending on the time frame of the fib. Right now we're on a 1 minute, so this fib is probably not as strong, obviously, as a higher time frame. So those are things that you take into account. Now, these additional confluences, what you can do is if you click this 5 minute or this 1 minute, what it will do is for the signals, it will add that confluence. So for a bull, you're saying that I want the 1 minute and the 5 minute to be bullish, and I also want an inside bar confluence. Now, you probably won't get that many signals off this, but you can mix and match. And this isn't really meant for kind of automation or anything, right? This is for, hey, you stick to your trading time, and if you get a trade, you get the trade. You don't want to force anything, but for the most part, you can use this on any time frame. I see people trade on the 30-second, or they only trade on the 15-minute. So now that I went through kind of all of that, and you kind of get a feel for it, we can maybe let's go to a 5 minute and kind of get you guys kind of used to, I guess, possibly the signals. So the thing is, you'll see a lot of longs and exit and things like that. You'll see the Fibonacci, if the Fib sequence, if it breaks the 707, it breaks the Fib. You want to understand that obviously you need to pay attention to wicks. I wait for a candle close above the 707 to actually say, hey, this is completely invalidated. So you just want to pay attention to that. So see here, on this bullish portion, we have, let's see if those signals are, looks like those signals are all for short. Right here, let's see if we can get some more signals. Now see here, I moved that bear all the way back here, and now you see that we don't have a fib sequence, a proper fib sequence from back here. You see this is 50% opacity. When it's 100% like this, that's actually a confirmed fib. If it's 50% opacity, it hasn't confirmed yet. So see here, all of those buy and sells. Ooh, we got a bunch of them. Let's just do the bear for now. So we have all the signals. So now as you're going to add in some additional confluence here, let's just say, hey, you know what? I want the 1 minute additional confluence there. You saw one or two kind of pop away there. And now let's say I also want that inside bar confluence as well. Now you see here we lost quite a bit of signals, but This isn't some, I mean, you can follow it, right? But it kind of gives you a guide so you're not looking at different time frames. You kind of get an idea. And like we can even go here, see how it took this trade and it essentially lost. But if we replay it here and we go see what's going on, now see here, this is on a 5-minute fib, solid. POC hasn't shifted. You're way above POC. Um, I'm looking here. Vortex is bearish. TTM squeeze. Your risk reward, let's see, 137, 30 points. So my stop here I would probably do like a 20-point stop loss here. So see here, it signals that short. It rejected the golden zone. You have the 5 here. That's why. And then you have an inside bar as well. So here's the inside bar at that bottom of that wick. That's why it took that short. Okay. So you'll get used to this. I personally want to see like a POC shift here to take that. But that would be a loss there. Well, let's see. If I take that short at 23, so 40. Oh yeah, definitely a loss there. All right. So we have another one that pops up, right? So same thing. Now, this isn't an accident, right? The signals aren't something just for you to follow. It's for you to take your eyes off of multiple charts as well. I did disable the dashboard here. Let me put it back on. So see here, you have a lot of things that were bearish. You had a breakdown short. On top of that, I didn't explain this inside bar. So I mentioned the inside bar is the top and the bottommost wick. So what this will do is it will give you the value of the topmost and the bottommost wick. So see here we have a forming inside bar right here, which doesn't matter in this case because we already took that short off this. You see here, not much confluence, right? The TTM, well, barely, anything right here. But if we filter the 1-minute bar, let's say we took that off, maybe we took inside bar. Let's see if it even it gives you that short, right? But if you put in anything else, it'll probably take it away. So all that confluence makes it, gives you a little bit, I guess, more confidence, right? Essentially. But see here, I have the 1 hour. It looks like it kept that signal, so that was a good signal. I did this so it gives you flexibility. There's not just one way to trade this. Everybody trades this differently based off of basically your personality, how you trade, your risk, sizing, things like that. I didn't mention the number of rejections here. So the signal will show up based off of golden zone rejections. So I like to see 1 or 2 rejections as well before I actually take this trade. So that's something to keep in mind there. You can make it less aggressive, more aggressive there as well. Now, I could go through different examples, but that's it, right? It gives you a lot of confidence. Now, see here. I just picked some random time. I didn't plan this or anything. You saw that the fib did an extension for you. It draws it for you. You don't have to mess with it. Once the extension happens, you'll see if this gets invalidated, it'll go back to that original fib and then it'll extend. You don't have to mess with that. Everything is a proper fib sequence that's drawn. And you can see here, hey, rejected on that golden zone. They took that short with minimal confluence there. You also have a bearish vortex. So if I put this on, I'm sure the short will still stay. You see here, so you just kind of mess with it, right? And this allows you, and And you kind of saw all those wicks off the 707. That's not an accident, right? These are algorithms in play that now look at this. Now we're super bullish. Everything is bullish. Breakout long tells you to short. Probably don't want to. See, you got to use some common sense there, right? Anyways, I picked this random time. I can keep doing this. Another thing I wanted to mention, if I am in or if I am scalping, I'll move the time frames out to get a fib, to get an actual fib draw, right? So sometimes you won't get it. You'll have to move the dates over, but just realize that it's low to high or high to low. So if I want a proper bear fib here, like I look here, you can go as far back as you want. It'll draw you that fib, but there's not going to be anything back here just because kind of we've been grinding higher. But you could even go on the 30-second and throw the date all the way over here and even try to do crazy scalps like this. You can see the signals kind of going crazy here. I do not recommend doing TTM squeeze or vortex on like really really short lower time frames. Now when you add in the other indicators we have on top of daily levels, and let's go to 3 minute. Now you see here, now you're starting to get even more additional confluence here. So now on top of the fib, you have the fair value. You have Globex high, Globex low, Asia high, Asia low, um, New York PM, things like that. That everything will, you can use those levels to your advantage, and if they do align with your fib draw, that's beautiful. If you have a 707 that aligns with possibly a fair value high, and it doesn't break out and tries to reach these targets, it could be a good short. This looks like an old one, actually. Let me take a look here. Okay, this looks fine. Okay, beautiful. Also have you add in those order blocks. When if those also align, even see if we can get I don't know, we'll just do this and see if we could get any levels that pop up. So see here, we are at this initial premium level, fair value gap. We have an order block right at the 707. You see how everything kind of comes into play here. Target is the 236. See how that we have all these items of resistance here, and now we can confidently take that short. Ignore this exit, right? I just kind of do that based off of kind of based off of hitting your 236 or maybe some other confluences there. But that's pretty much it. You have everything here. I feel that you need. What last month I got over $50,000 in payouts, all recorded, all shown to everyone. I normally don't do that because I kind of like to grind it out kind of solo. However, due to a lot of the prop firms moving me to live, like a lot of those payouts are kind of on pause because I have some prop firms that aren't ready to go live yet, and some, even though they give me a balance of like 20, 30, 40, 50K, now I'm kind of at the point where, hey, I have to build up an account. it's not about hey, just getting these quick payouts. Of course, that's what I want, right? I want to build a proper cushion. So I mean, this is exactly kind of what you should do. You have all the tools here that you need. Um, Even if you went on strictly off of the fib and just these daily levels, you know, you should be golden, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions. I can make more videos. I can help you guys out. I want you all to succeed. And that's it for this video. Have a good one.